least I don't do crystal meth in the bathroom all night long.
That's my opinion!
He will never emotionally fulfill you.
Because I don't want to be a part of it.
Go to sleep! Go to sleep!
Close your legs to married men, trash box.
I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Welcome to Morally Corrupt. I am Rachel Lindsay. She's Callie Curry. We're back. We took a week off, not because of Callie, because of me. Sorry. I was outside, as they say. You know,
Rachel was at Super Bowl.
Representing.
Living it up.
Representing. A little work, a little play. Do you know what, though? These past 3 weeks, I will say, I have been very much so outside. Like more events, maybe than I went to all year. I feel like all 2025. Yeah. Because it was Grammys, Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's All-Star.
Yeah.
And literally been hitting the streets by panels, brunches, dinners, parties, just nonstop. And the hustle never stops. But what I realize is, and I want to ask you this, there's this perception that I'm always outside. I run into people and they're like, oh, you're outside. I'm trying to be outside with you. You're always, and I'm like, I'm actually not. And I don't know if it looks that way based on my social, but I'm like, actually, guys, most of the time, I'm at home.
Are you asking me, do I think that you look like you're outside all the time?
Yes.
I would like for you to also ask Van this question. Because I would like to hear his answer.
He'll tell me yes.
I would say, do I think that you're, like, I don't necessarily equate you to being outside, but I do equate you to being busy.
Okay.
Like, you seem like you're out of your house a lot.
Okay. Fair. But
outside, like, I wouldn't say, like, I feel like you're going to a lot of events and part of it's working, part of it's fun. You do have a good time with your friends. But like, even what you would consider not a big thing, to people who are truly inside, it's a big thing.
Fair.
Like, you go to lunch on a Wednesday with your friends and all of you guys are dressed up and looking cute. I ain't doing that shit.
I'm not either.
If you do, you're
I am giving the perception that I am outside.
If you do, we're getting a picture of it.
No. So then I am out. No. Then I am outside more than people think, because I actually don't post majority of the time that I'm out at lunch or dinner.
Well, then if that is true, then you are.
Then I'm really outside. Fair. Yeah. I actually really don't, because most of the time.
By the way, on the contrary, like, Van seems like he don't do very much.
No, he doesn't, and he actually. I don't know if he said this on the podcast or not, but he did on this past Higher Learning. He's always awkward and uncomfortable. So he likes to make other people feel uncomfortable. He doesn't really love to do the social setting, like be out on the scene type thing. Where me, I'm an extrovert. So I can be dead tired and walk into an event. And the moment I see somebody I know, I have all the energy in the world. Like, I am truly.
I don't know which way it goes. Am I an extrovert introvert or introvert extrovert?
I think you're an extrovert introvert.
Yeah. So that's why, like, for me, if I go somewhere, I am like life of the party, talk to everyone, blah, 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 blah. When I leave, I feel like, have you seen the Titanic meme where it's like, it's been 84 years? Like, that's how I feel after an event, because I'm just like, holy fuck, that was tiring.
Who do you get?
But if I go out and I'm just chilling, people are like, is everything okay? Yes. Can I relax?
I get that too. So do you get energized at home by yourself or by other people?
By myself.
Okay, yeah, that's more of that, where I get my life outside. I have a restless spirit. You know, I got maybe 24 hours of being still at home, and that's usually either due to being sick or boot up. Sick or boot up.
I mean, I'm not still at home, but I mean, I have kids, so I ain't got that choice. But If I don't have to leave my house, I'm cool for like a week.
Okay. Yeah.
But
No.
I rarely ever don't have to leave my house, unfortunately. But like the snow days, my kids are driving me crazy. But other than that, like I'm fine. I ain't gotta leave.
I'm your children. I get cabin fever.
My oldest has to be like out and about 24/7, which I think I was that way when I was younger. I love to be out and about.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's an introvert. So I feel like he has probably made me more like I think he's made me like being home more. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. That makes sense. And that just shows that like you enjoy each other's company, you know, like
yeah.
My ex was an introverted introvert and I did not want to be at home because I was bored. But you guys enjoy...
I'm not bored at all.
No, yeah, because you really enjoy each other's company, which is great. That's how it should be. That's how it should
we like
be.
the same things. So I think it makes it a lot easier to be home because like we want to do the same things at home. You know what I mean?
Does he watch Bravo?
No, he watches like scripted shows I watch and he'll watch Love Island.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's a commitment.
Love is Blind. So he'll do like certain shows. I've tried. For some reason, I talked about this. Who did I talk to about this? I was talking about this in a group of people because we were talking about the Jill Zarin, which we could probably talk about here too. The Jill Zarin of it all. And this one guy was like, oh, she buried herself. I didn't like her anyways. Da, da, da. And I was like, you watch Housewives? And because someone else was like, well, they could take Ramona off too. And he was like, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And I'm like, why do you know Jill Zarin and Ramona? And he was like, have you ever seen that meme where the wife's watching a show and you're like, what is it? And then all of a sudden you're like sitting down watching it. And he's like, my wife watches every single Housewives show. And so like, I'm in.
I love that.
Seth loves the love. Like he'll watch all the love reality shows with me.
Mm-hmm.
The Housewives, he's like, it's so much screaming and drama. Like, how is this enjoyable?
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's so enjoyable.
I know. It's right. Like, I mean, as we get into Summer House, it's like, I am really enjoying it, but it feels like we shouldn't be watching this. It's one of those things. But I'm so entertained and I'm conflicted, right? Because we're watching, you know, we're 2 episodes in to Summer House, right?
Mm-hmm.
And watching these 2 episodes, there's no way that they could have gone, this season could have started without them announcing their separation. Because we would have been constantly saying, as we talk about these shows, whether it's on social media, podcast, or with our friends, we would have constantly been saying, they need to break up. This is not good. We would have been doing all of this. And now we can just say, oh, this makes sense as we're watching this, that they were leading towards separation. They had to let us know because this is bad.
I don't understand how they make it through the summer.
I know. We'll have to see. Maybe there's some... Well, no, it does get worse because we know he fights Carl and we know Carl's sober. So it's not because he's, you know, under the influence of something. I don't know. And what's tough is too, it seems like, yeah, they spend the weekends together. It's like Kyle. I don't want to blame one or the other because Bailey, we've known for 2 episodes, and she probably said one of the most profound things. And I'm going to paraphrase it, but where she's like, me and my ex, when you get to the point of, I guess, no return, she doesn't say that, but you just don't like each other. Everything makes you mad. So it can be the smallest thing of where I'm stuck in my place, you're stuck in your place, and everything you do pisses me off. And she said it much better than that. But when she said it, I'm like, that's exactly where they are. Kyle's like, but I only did this. Amanda's like, but I'm just like nitpicking at you like I normally do. Well, you're at the point now where everything is annoying. Everything irritates each other. Everything makes you mad because you're not having whatever the conversations that you need to have, or you're just at the point of no return and you're just not ready to admit it yet.
Well, I feel like also first of all, they were only married for 4 years. Seems way longer than that.
Because they were together for 10. Yeah.
But I think the longer you are with someone, there's going to be times where it's going to be hard, right? Right now, if you're only nitpicking and not also giving a compliment or being loving or having sex, like it can't only be negatives. It seems like right now that Amanda is just like taking from his like cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing else to take. And because she hasn't filled it up at all. And she keeps taking. Amanda's cup has been empty for about 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's like Kyle has been able to like hang in there because she had kept like filling it in a little bit. Like, oh, I'll be affectionate here, or I'll have fun and go to your DJ set there, or we were having more sex. So like that fills him up a little bit. None of that did anything for Amanda.
Yeah.
So Amanda been empty for years and has been able to thug it out. She is done having a dry cup. And Kyle's finally getting a dry cup and she's taking from it. And he's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like women can hold on to the bare minimum a lot longer than men can.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they say when a woman is done, she's been done for at least a year before. At least. And a man, when he's done, is like, I'm done. Like, what is this? This is dumb. I'm not happy. Yeah.
Women cannot be happy and like just keep it moving.
And just deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really tough to watch. And I will say, I'm not saying this by Team Kyle by any means, even though he posted a picture of us on his story and his page. I reposted it. But I was like...
I like Kyle.
I like Kyle too. I like Amanda. And I will say, I have to say this because I talked about his DJ set when I was at BravoCon, and I was like saying he was playing like all these, 80s classics. And I said, but I felt like he was doing it for the audience because it was very corporate. He DJ'd at the Threads Meta House in San Francisco. And it was a lot of fun. Like, it was a lot of fun. It was like a much better set for the audience. So I just want to like give it the fair, critique.
Yeah. My thing is okay, first of all, I just need to say, what the fuck is Kyle's skin regimen? How does he look so good?
Even better. Like the skin regimen is even better in person.
Like he's 42,
3?
Yeah, I was gonna say 43. He looks incredible.
Yeah, he looks really good. He looks really, really good.
So that's number one. Number two, I think that Kyle seems like whatever, a super fun guy to date. Especially like in my 20s. He's just like not the guy I'd want to marry right now.
It feels like he lives in two different worlds, which seems to be really unfair. To hear Amanda say, we saw him confiding in the men and not even really confiding, just shitting on Amanda to these men, to men he barely even knows at a party, or wherever they were.
By the way, KJ being like, you're going to be okay.
The West Coast, why did you say that?
He's like, what?
I was like, shh. At least Kyle didn't lie. I was like, oh, please don't make up a lie. Please don't make up a lie.
I feel like Wes's brain exploded. Like he was like, why? In what world did you think that was the thing to say in this moment?
But
like, just be quiet.
As we get to know KJ, I'm like, remember last episode where he was like, gets anxiety or whatever? And I'm like, okay, he just didn't know what to say. He was uncomfortable.
He felt uncomfortable.
He just said it. But that's Kyle's fault for making him feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, like when that happened, and then according to Amanda, they never discussed it during that whole week. So I can only imagine how awkward that week was. So now Amanda's carrying this frustration and resentment where Kyle is just like, it's a new weekend. We're starting over. It's a new weekend. We're hitting the refresh button. And Amanda's still holding on to what happened last week. So I can only imagine if that's the case. And then Kyle decides to apologize in front of the group. And
but not to Amanda, to everyone.
Yeah, to the group. And it's like, are you sincere? It seems like you're just doing this to put on a good face in front of the group, when the reality is you should have talked to me privately.
That's
that was
what
fair.
I'm saying.
That was
if
fair.
I was Amanda, I would have been like, let me get this straight. You want to take this time to apologize to the whole group, yet you have not come to me, the person you were talking about, and apologized and had a real conversation. I will say the state of their apartment is not for me.
It would drive me crazy. I can't function if my house is dirty. Like, I can't do anything productive.
Kyle has hands. I'm like, sure, Amanda might be the one being more messy, but like him being like, Amanda can't clean up, so I called her mom. What?
I think he called her mom to like talk about. Okay, first off, that is fucking hilarious. Second, Kyle has hands.
Her mom came and cleaned up.
Second, which is why she's probably messy. If her mom, like, can you imagine calling your mom or Seth calling your mom on you? Your mom would be like, I am not fucking coming up there to do that.
No, my mom would call me and be like, are you okay?
Well, let's just say this is a regular occurrence. She'd be like, I'm not coming up there.
Well, yeah. I'd be like, no, she'd be like, can you not hire a cleaner?
My mom would be like, get your stuff together. Like, right. Well, she, like, of course, what? She'd be like, are you okay? But then it's like, if you're okay, you need to get your stuff together.
For sure. My mom would be like, what is going on? Like, why are you living this way?
Yeah.
And my friend group was talking about the whole smoking situation. I used to partake a lot. And
did you smoke in the house or outside the house?
So that was the big conversation with my friends. I did smoke in the house in my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I still partake, just way less because I have children and responsibilities. But if I do, it ain't in a fucking house.
Yeah. Kyle saying it smelled like a frat house made me laugh.
Yeah. I'm like, her smoking all day, every day in the house. Like,
in a New York
smoking,
apartment.
Like, in bed.
In a New York apartment. That's a lot. Because I don't like the smell. When you're a non-smoker, it's like even worse.
I don't mind the smell. Well, obviously I smoke, so
yeah.
I don't.
When
I don't
you're
mind
a non-smoker, it's intense.
But even as someone who is a smoker, I wouldn't call myself a smoker. Even as someone who has smoked, or I guess I used to be a smoker. At 35, would I want to walk into my house and smell weed? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it be for me or for someone else, go on the balcony. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Take a gummy.
Difference, as you know, because you don't know what kind of dose you're going to get in the gummy.
But like, there's so many ways. Also, if you take, with as much as she's smoking, it seems, if you take edibles enough and you get the same brand, you can figure out what your dosage is.
True.
So if you're going to be this consistent with it, which it seems like she is, but also, would she be smoking all the time if Kyle was home?
I think she does it for her anxiety. It feels like we know in the last 2 years that she's been really prioritizing her mental health and, like getting what she needs to do to, to get, regulated in a sense. And so for me, I was like, oh, when he said it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like she probably does it it sounds like she does it at the end of the day to decompress, to be able to go to sleep. I know a lot of people who either partake in gummies or smoke at the end of the night to just totally relax and decompress. But I'm with you. As like, I don't smoke because I'm get paranoid, weird. And you got to know that about yourself. So I am very sensitive to the smell of it. Like I can smell it immediately. I do not like it. So I can only imagine what that is for Kyle and Amanda. But to your point, there are options. He's not telling you not to smoke. He's just saying, and that's where I'm like, they're so off, right? He's not saying don't smoke. He's saying don't smoke in the house. He's also saying it sounds like she smokes and she goes to sleep, which is a normal reaction, right? It sounds, and it's like, hey, maybe you have to, because like I've had to do that in relationships before. It's like I'm so busy or I come late or I get in the morning, like morning sex is best or, afternoon or whatever. Like sometimes you do have to kind of plan those things and not wait till the end of the night because of whatever your situation is. About the cleaning thing, I'll say what I gathered is that Kyle has hands, which is still so funny to me, but it felt like it was Amanda's shit. Right? Like
it did.
As
like
I
the video
here,
footage,
right?
Which I assume was supplied by Kyle, which that's fucked. Seemed like it was all Amanda's stuff.
Yeah, like my desk as I sit here now, it's probably like the only messy thing in my house. Because again, I can't function in a messy house. I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
But my desk has a lot of stuff on it. Someone couldn't come in here and put this stuff together. Like I saw like paperwork on her stuff.
Yeah.
So it seems like I can only do so much before you have to, get it together. But again, it just seems like they're both stuck in their own places because there's a lot of resentment and frustration and anger. And as Bailey said, neither one of them seems to want to concede. And that's really what the problem is. I don't know if they're in therapy or what, but you just get to a point in a relationship where there's really nothing anybody can do to make it better.
They have to make it better.
Yeah.
Or let it go.
It really feels that way. But I do want to say this. Sierra's my girl. Was with her a lot in San Francisco. I did not like, it's okay if Amanda is like, hey, you owe me this apology. Now for me, I would have waited until we were, together, alone, to be like, why can't you have those conversations with me? Because I know that I know how it looks that I'm like calling you out in front of a group of people. But again, they're not at that point where they're necessarily respecting each other's feelings and emotions. They're past that. But Sierra laughing at him and talking over him was really rude. It was really rude. She was like, is he fucking doing a toast? I was kind of like, I would be upset. Like that was rude.
I did think it was rude. However, it seems that Amanda confides in Sierra in almost a way that maybe she didn't with Paige, or maybe she didn't as much. Maybe she wasn't to this point. Because Sierra is acting how Amanda should be acting. Like Sierra's done with Kyle.
Yeah, and she can because she don't have history.
And I think that she likes him like as a friend, which she keeps saying. She's like, Kyle's my friend. But I know A, B, and C and da-da-da-da. So in that moment, I feel like Sierra was like, you're doing an apology toast to everyone and you haven't even apologized to your wife. So she wasn't wrong, but I do agree. It seemed very, like if I were Bailey, like a new person just coming in and seeing everything, I'd be like, that was bitchy.
Yeah, it just, your close friends, they confide into you about your relationship. I just could not imagine myself being like I would be sitting there maybe rolling my eyes or like, But she laughed, she's like, is he fucking do this during toast? I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is so bad. So things just seem to keep getting worse for them. I was shocked in this episode that we got that moment that in the previews where Lindsay, Sierra, and Amanda are hanging out in the city. And Amanda reveals that Kyle fell asleep at a fan's apartment. I was like, wow, we got that early. What is to come? You know what I mean?
I know, but also when she said it, you see Lindsay and Sierra, because they've been on the show long enough, they like look at each other and are both like, how am I supposed to react to this? Lindsay specifically, because she's so close with Kyle, I feel like was like, what? But also like, I can't say what I need to say until the cameras are down.
Yeah, no, for sure. It does feel that way. And clearly there's a lot of off-camera conversations going on. And I appreciated Lindsay being like, so I just talked to Kyle and I thought, Lindsay is a seasoned vet here. She knows that to stay, like, she's got to keep her role here. You know what I mean? What else was Lindsay going to talk about? The baby that we never get to see? It's like in the city, I think we'll obviously get more of her life, but to stay in the know, Lindsay did what Lindsay does best. Oh, let me bring this conversation in. Seasoned vet here. I
am so excited for her to come out, though.
Oh, to come out to the
house.
Yeah, so we know we don't get her this week, but we get her the next week. Yeah, I honestly I haven't missed Paige or Lindsay in these last 2 episodes, to be honest with you.
It doesn't feel like anything's missing.
Yeah.
But when she came on I was like, oh, Lindsay. And then she talked about coming out in a week. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. The gang's back together again, kind of, minus Paige. There was something else about this that, can we just pause on Carl? Man, he just really seems to have his shit together.
He really does.
And when Bailey and what's the other girl's name?
I can't remember it. I keep wanting to say Levi.
I like that. I hope that's it. That's cute. When the 2 new girls are talking about him,
by
and
the
they're
way,
just
it's not
talking
good
about
that we can't remember her name, but continue.
No.
Bailey is clearly carrying it for
Bailey's doing a good job in her confessionals with the way that she's fiending over Ben. Was that his name? Ben? She's doing a fantastic job. But when the 2 new girls were talking about Carl and they were like, he's so sweet. He's going to go get bagels. And it's like, Kyle's on his, he's running. He's picking up breakfast. He's having conversations with Kyle. It's like when we first met Carl, I thought Kyle would have grown into this man as he got older, as he got married and wanted a family. And to see Carl be so sure in his own, in his individuality, what he wants, who he is, so mature, staying sober. It's really, I just have to pause and give him his props because he really seems to be healthy, both physically and mentally. And
I agree.
That's really nice to see. 10 years on this show, or however many years, because maybe he wasn't there the first year. All the years on the show, and he seems to really just be whole. And I love this for him.
I, in my group chat, had texted at the end of this episode, I just love Carl. Seeing his growth, and obviously, we've seen it year after year, but then last year was a little hiccup or the year before, sorry, with Lindsay breakup. He has never seemed more confident in himself.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's really lovely to see. And
I agree.
I would argue anybody down who might say Carl's not bringing enough, because I actually think that his presence is necessary. You always have to have a calming presence. And he's been there for such a long time. He can really speak to things in a way that the new people can't. He and Kyle are really close. I just really am enjoying who he is on Summer House.
And even his conversations with Kyle, you can tell he wants to be in his mind during these conversations, you can see Carl just being I just want to be the best friend for him. He clearly needs a friend. And I want to make sure that I am saying the right things and doing the right things and giving him the right advice.
Right.
I think Carl's absolutely necessary for this group.
We need a Carl. Do you think Amanda and Ben are too flirty? Ooh, the pause. The pause speaks volumes.
Because I would say yes, but the way that they have operated as a couple since day one, no.
Who's been Kyle's been?
It's not everyone.
And this isn't even Amanda. It's more Ben. In this episode when they were talking about the furniture and he was like, Amanda's out on the furniture making it look all good. And I'm like, you shouldn't say that, Ben.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I think that Ben should probably tone it down. That is someone's wife.
Yeah, it's more Ben.
Yeah, but I was going to say on Amanda's end, Kyle has jumped in that pool naked around other girls 24. I don't even know
that was
how many
ridiculous.
times.
He even acknowledged she was being ridiculous.
Yeah, so I think to me, would I do that? Would I jump into a pool naked? Basically, no. But Amanda should be able to.
Yeah, no, yeah, she should. And she had a bra and panties on.
Well,
but she's been naked before, to your point. Like this was more covered up than past
barely,
things. When they were giving they were like showing the montage of it, I was like, this was PG compared to what she's done. Because I forgot that they used to be jump in naked all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what I keep giving Bailey so much. This is where she's like, it doesn't matter what you do. Everything is going to piss you off because of where you are right now.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even have to be logical. Everything, Amanda calling him out at the table, which, normally you'd be like, oh, that's disrespectful. Nothing matters. Respect is out the window for this couple.
Yeah,
they're hanging on by a thread.
Edge. Yeah.
And it's like, they're not even trying to save what they have. They really aren't. Yeah. Like, if we're getting all this, imagine I know they walk around that apartment in silence.
I thought about that. I'm like, if this is how they're acting in front of all these people.
Yeah.
I did find it funny when they got back from the pool and Jesse was like, I've never seen Kyle like jealous. And Wes was like, I mean, her tits were completely out, but yeah, hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully their argument's not too bad.
I mean, it said it all when they woke up in the morning. He said, where are you going? And Amanda said, out. And then she crawls in the bed with Sierra and Jesse, and Kyle sees them. And this is what I mean about Sierra. I know you know a lot, but you've got to rein it in. Kyle walks through the door and she goes, oh God. And it's like, because this isn't giving them anything.
Your best friend always, you know what I mean?
Keep it, but like, and maybe I guess I'm thinking what I would do, right? Like, I don't want to use you because I don't want to put those things. But if I was like talking to another friend who was having issues in their marriage, I would not want the guy to know I know so much. And I would not want the guy to maybe get mad at my friend.
Yeah, but the guy might know.
But
if the guy already knows that you know so much, like if the guy has heard her tell you things, if they've had arguments in front of you and been like, here, what do you think? Da, 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 da.
But is that happening?
I think that it has. Yes.
I just think she's putting also Amanda in it's bad, right? But now you're giving Amanda.
I think Amanda's putting Sierra in a bad position, which is now putting Sierra.
She's got to shut up. She's got to be quiet because
Amanda is putting Sierra in a bad position, which is now putting Amanda in a bad position.
I don't think Amanda.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't, because like friends vent and you've got to learn to tighten it up.
No. I'm saying if she's venting in front of Kyle, if she's venting in front of Kyle and Kyle knows that she's telling Sierra all these things, which means that Kyle already knows, oh, she doesn't like me, whatever. And then she's telling Sierra all these things. Sierra knows that Kyle knows. So then Sierra can't get over it. Like,
I don't think that's happening.
I have definitely been a friend where I'm like, it's going to be really hard
100%
for me to let this guy back in.
100%
After all the shit that I know. And that's happened. But I've also been able to, for sure, there's definitely some of my friends where I'm like, all right, if this is what you're choosing, then like, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. You sticking beside him. I know that's my point. I just think you cause another issue because I don't think that, I'm sure they have argued in front of her, but I don't think that it's to the point where they've put her in the middle like that. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I just think you're going to give Kyle another thing. And I'm not saying he's right to do it, but just another thing to pick on. Like, why is Sierra being disrespectful? Why is Sierra saying, oh my God, is Sierra influencing you even more? Do you know what I mean? It's just,
I guess I feel like this
stuff.
Is not just on the show because Kyle seems so comfortable to be like, Sierra, shut up, Sierra, da 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 da. And Sierra's not even reacting that much. So I'm like, this has happened before.
Yeah, it's just not, I don't like it. Like I totally
get what you're saying.
If I was telling you shit about my relationship, like Amanda doesn't care. Amanda's past the point, she doesn't care. But if I was telling you stuff about my relationship and you were making comments like that in front of people, I would be like, girl.
Yeah. No.
Stop.
I agree with you. I think that Amanda's like, everyone knows we're fucked.
She is like that. She really is. She really
That's
is.
what it seems like. Both of them, though, are talking to everyone and like anyone and everyone that will give them the time of day.
True.
They're talking to them and not saying nice things about the other one.
True. I guess, as I'll end it how we started it. It feels weird to watch and be entertained by a relationship.
A marriage breaking up.
Not a relationship. Yes, a marriage breaking up. But I feel a little better talking about it now that we know that they're divorcing.
I agree.
Yeah.
If we didn't know and we're watching this and we're just like every week, like, ooh.
Yeah.
At least now we can watch it and be like, they made the right decision.
Yeah, they made the right decision. They did.
I saw Sierra post with Wes at the Super Bowl too, so my hopes are still alive.
As a person who was boots on the ground, I think they were all in this. I think they just all took a picture together. When I was with Sierra, Wes was never there.
No, I don't think they're together. I'm saying
No,
my hopes for them.
I want to get your hopes down.
I'm saying that my hopes for them eventually. Well, she just did an interview where they asked her about it, and she said, "I'm so happy that Wes and I are friends now.
They're in a good place.
Like it's just so much better." And she's like, "We used to be so close, so getting back to being friends again feels great. Like I remember why I was so close to him, and I think he's grown so much in the last 2 years." And they were like, "So would you ever get together? Because clearly like the fans like ship you guys." And she was like, "I mean, never say never. I don't know. We'll see what happens."
Yeah. We were at a party and I saw him and I go, "Do I need to hate him?" I was like, "Just let me know." Like, I was like, "I need to know how I need to be. Let me know how." She's like, "No, we're cool. We're cool." I was like, "Okay, just let me know. Let me know how I need to be." No. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool.
See?
They're cool.
You can be the friend.
That's what.
Let me know if we need to hate him. Sierra said that to Amanda and Amanda said hate him.
Maybe. But I wouldn't have, I just wouldn't have talked. Like I wouldn't have been like, "Hey, good to see you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, are we ignoring him or not? I just want to know. And she's like, "No, we're cool. We're friends. And I was like, "Okay, just let me know." Because I have no allegiance to him. No. They're cool. Speaking of people who aren't cool, let's move on to Beverly Hills. What's going on there? Just like a couple of things to highlight. I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying Amanda's so kooky and lives in her own world. It's almost like she's not a real person. You know those people who just
almost is like she's not a real person.
Yeah, there's people, I know other people like this where I'm like, are you real? It's just...
I'm so curious to know how her business is doing because in this episode, she's like, other than the very small group of haters online, most people think what I'm doing is amazing. And I'm like, I see a lot of your haters, but it's from the show.
The show.
You know what I mean? Like
the show.
From people having a reaction to the show. But I'm like, I just don't think all these people knew what you did. And now they do. And they're like, this is a grift.
Yeah, it's not their jam, right? There is definitely...
No, it is not that it's not their jam. It is a grift.
I'm not disagreeing with you. There are...
Okay.
No. I do think it's a grift, and we don't subscribe to that, but there are a lot of people who do.
A lot of people that do
so
it,
I'm not shocked. Like, there's a lot of people... I think it plays on the false hope and the desperation that so many people may have, that may be by themselves, maybe longing for not just money, relationships, and you're just searching for anything to take you out of that state and move you to something else. And you look at her and she's telling you this lifestyle and this mindset. And I could easily see how someone could fall victim to that. It's very cult-like, right? Like that kind of.
Yes.
So that it's interesting that she says, that she's been in it because that type of thing, it's past a community because it's a way of thinking. So it becomes a little cult-like to me, but I'm so interested even in her relationship. Like, I'm like, I want to know what her husband does. He seems to just be there to say yes and almost like a servant in certain ways. Like, what do you need me to do? She tells him what to do. He goes, he does that, which she probably needs that type of man. I do find it fascinating, but I laughed when she had this dinner, what was it called? Manifestation moment? Lunch. Like the name in itself was.
Which when she invited Bose and Bose was like, what the fuck is the name of this? and Amanda was like, it'll be great, blah, 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 blah. And Bose was just like, okay.
So they got journals. They got a glass to, like commemorate the moment. And what else happened? They argued. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
If she had a tarot card reader or a psychic or, like, hey, write like down what you want to manifest for the year. Like, I believe in manifesting, but I wasn't gathering that from the lunch. I know they started arguing, but I just was like, what are we show me why your business works. Like, give me the 30-minute
like a corporate retreat. Show. You sit down, you get your journal, you get a branded pen.
I should take it. Everything was branded.
Yeah, like
it was branded. But just this isn't hard, right? You've built a business off of this. Give us the 3 things that you've manifested for your life that you've seen to come. Talk to us about manifesting. Meditation is hard. Talk to us about how you did something. Do you believe in it? Like I could have done this lunch, right? I feel like I could have done it, and it would have been
so could I.
Way more.
And I don't believe in it.
Entertaining.
I saw a clip of her talking. I don't know if it was for the show or for an interview for something else, but she was like, I did spend money that I didn't have at one point, but I would buy a Chanel bag and it would inspire me to make more money so I can afford the Chanel bag. And I was just like,
no, I don't subscribe to that.
What?
You reward yourself after, right? Like,
but also, this cannot be unharmful, because I can't think of a word right now. Advice.
She's not a real person. That is not real life. That is the conclusion that I have. She lives in an alternate universe. Like, I don't understand. Like, again, it's a grift. She's made this money. I don't know how she's continuously going to make it unless, like, she invested well. I'm not here to count her money in that sense. I'm here to try to understand her career. That's what I'm here for. And you know why? Because she keeps forcing it on us. She keeps telling us about this amazing life that she's curated for herself. I am not here to hate on it, but because we don't know you, I want to understand it. And I think that that's what these women are trying to gather as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, cool. Help us. Help us.
And we probably wouldn't care as much. Like, no one is forcing Rachel's career down her throat. Like, what do you do still? What's happening? How are you making money? Because we don't hear about it 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're not, it's whatchamacallit,
and
titled it perfectly.
The few things, I was just, what?
Nouveau riche. You are so trying. It's not even a keeping up with the Joneses. It's, you are just, if I can give a Gilded Age reference, almost like old girl. I can't even think of their names because I haven't watched it in such a long time.
You're talking about.
But the main one, even though she doesn't have as much money necessarily as her, but it's like you're constantly trying to buy your place in this society, friends, attention with your business, whatever that may be.
You want them to fit. You want them to think that you're very important for some reason.
And it's like,
whenever anyone asks any questions about it, you say a sentence that's like a lot, like you're talking a lot, but saying nothing.
She's very off-putting. And you know why it's such a stark contrast? Because we have Rachel Zoe, who is just effortlessly, and that's the thing. I've said this before. You can't buy cool. And I feel like Amanda's trying to be cool. Rachel Zoe is just, it like pours out of her. It's, you can tell she's about the girls. You can tell she's big on her business. She loves her children. She wants to have a hot girl
even
summer.
how she's handling her divorce, to me, like all of it, I just really like Rachel Zoe. So
even the moment where she, this was last week, but gets away from the table and she's like, I can't keep it all together and I want to be vulnerable, but I don't want to be judged. I don't want to have this Dorit situation. That was a real thing. Like, I liked seeing her say, I'm always trying to have it together and be a certain way, and I just can't do it all the time. That's a very relatable moment. This is why I want to talk to women about divorce, because of what you said too earlier when we were talking about Kyle and Amanda. And it's like, women can stay into something and it be difficult and hard and be unhappy because it's just so innately within us. And we feel like we always have to save face and present and like make sure everything is okay. And men don't necessarily have that pressure or that desire to do that. And so when Rachel broke in that way, I was like, yeah, that's a real thing that women have to deal with. When Amanda breaks, it just, even though I am on her side with the Dorit situation, and I don't understand why people aren't seeing it. Dorit should have never continued that conversation. You can say she was weaponizing it or whatever, but the moment she told you, my son died today, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up. And I don't
Also,
understand
like,
why
you're on
anybody's
this
backing that
show,
up.
Because they don't like Amanda. I will say this. I agree with you 100%. And you're on the show with her, you're going to see her again. Like, this isn't your last chance to have this conversation.
Right.
They would have set something else up for you. Only thing, because in general, I'm not a Dorit fan, and it gets worse as this episode goes.
Same.
But did I think that she assaulted her? Do I think that she was even that aggressive? No. I don't think that Dorit was that aggressive. I don't think that she verbally assaulted her. I think she asked the question. I just think she should have stopped after she said her son died.
Yeah. She kept going. And so whatever the word is for that, she wouldn't let it go. And I think
Dorit is. And
I think Amanda should have stayed in that place. Yes, she is. Amanda could have stayed in that. But I did love it when she was talking with Kyle and she was like, Kyle was like, let me finish, let me speak. And she's like, that is so tired. And I was like, that was actually funny. Like, I'm so bored with that. Like, that is so tired. Like, you got to let that trope go. I was like, that's funny. And she's right. We know she talks a lot. She knows she talks a lot. You can't keep saying that. That was funny. That was funny. But I'm with you on Dorit.
I also was like, I'm shocked she knows what tired means. But which I was thinking, like, I feel like Bose told her that. And because they're so tight, and that's why she was able to reuse it. But shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, she really don't stop talking.
She's illogical when she talks. Like, her reasoning
like her and Mo, which I think was the biggest point of this entire episode.
What? Okay. Who do you believe?
I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. I believe Mo saying, I saw his phone.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me all. I was able to just like scroll through the messages. I believe that. I believe, well, like the part where he was like, I literally saw him send you the proposal. She's like, well, I didn't see it. Let me get my phone out. She never showed her phone. We never got a screenshot of anything. You know how they'll show screenshots?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe Mo in what he's saying. Do I also think that there's just like so much that's not in a text conversation in a marriage? Like, I'm sure they've talked on the phone a bunch. I'm sure they've talked in person a bunch. And I think the text messages probably lead to like, quote unquote, exonerate PK in a way that doesn't align with, like, he might be like, let me see the kids. And then she'd call him and be like, you can go to Miami. The kids are going to be there for these days. And him be like, no, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all you see in the text is, let me see the kids.
Right. No, for sure. I think that, like, we don't have PK on the show. So the only thing we know about PK is from Dorit. And whether what Dorit's saying is true or not, I do believe that Dorit wants us to hate PK.
Yes.
And that is very obvious. And she might be telling the truth, but I feel like she is trying to win in the court of public opinion. And Mo coming on, and I believe what Mo was saying, whether he's being manipulated by PK or not, whether PK is showing him what he wants to show him, I think that Dorit should have never sat down with Mauricio. I don't know what I don't know what she thought. I think she thought she was going to continue to make PK look a certain way, but it's like Mo and PK are really good friends. What did you expect? What did you think he was going to come on here and do? You guys shouldn't be talking to each other. You should be talking to PK. And then she made it seem like PK won't talk to her. And maybe that's the case. If that is, then we still shouldn't have seen this. Great for the show. Great for the optics. But as far as like you guys figuring out your own stuff, you were never going to get anywhere with Mo. So when she's like, Mo had all the talking points, and you can see Kyle knows more too, right? She still talks to PK. She's cool with Mo. She's not in the best place with Dorit. So you can tell that Kyle leans PK. She knows more.
A million percent. And you can see when they're all at the table and Dorit's talking, you can see Kyle wanting to be like, well, that's kind of the vibe we get from her, which is why Dorit hates Kyle.
And I would say to give Kyle some points, and that I think Dorit should, if Kyle really wanted to go there with you, and maybe we'll see it later in the episode, she'd reveal what she knows about you in this marriage. Now, I don't think we'll ever see her go there, but Dorit has to know that Kyle knows more than she's saying. And she's not putting it out there or weaponizing it. She's really not.
I agree that it seems like Kyle knows more than what she's saying. And so far, she's like, I can't get too involved in it. But by the end of this season, it don't seem like her and Dorit even speak to each other. So.
No, the preview looked really, really good. The preview looked so good. I don't know where we go. I read somewhere that Amanda stops filming this season.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if that's true. I don't even remember how I saw her in the previews. I can't remember for the next, in the preview for the rest of the season. Did you see her? I can't remember now.
I don't remember.
You guys pay attention. It's just something to point.
Let us know.
Just to know. I didn't think about it when I was watching it, but now as we're talking it out and I'm remembering that I read this and I can't remember where I saw it. I'm like, did I see Amanda in the previews? If she left this season, I still need her at the reunion because I do not want to be left in limbo about Amanda.
All of it. And Andy's going to be like, what exactly do you do?
Yeah. And I think we need that. I think she needs that personally, right? Because when she made the comment about the few haters I have online, that was before we saw the season. So I think in order to save your reputation in your business, you might need to explain yourself. You got some explaining to do.
She gotta whip up a 30-second pitch. That's amazing.
Yeah. Because we're not seeing it. And also, as we were in her house, it's like, I don't know why, because I thought when Sutton was in Kyle's house, it was a different house for some reason. And maybe I'm just thinking of the current house she lives in. But as we were looking at Amanda's house, it all started coming back to me. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the house. And I know we got those flashbacks the last episode where Kyle got emotional. But for some reason, the entire time Amanda was in the house, and I know she renovated it, it just didn't click. And even them walking up, it didn't. And then somewhere along the line in this episode, I know not even last episode, I was like, oh my God, yeah, we did spend a lot of time in this house. I don't know why. I almost like this house better than the other house.
No.
I like the outside. The outside of the other house. I like the inside better of this one.
I like the new house better in every aspect. But the nostalgia from the old house is, well, it's not there anymore, but it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be. Yeah, that's really it for Beverly Hills. I am enjoying it. Yeah, I'm very entertained. I'm very, very entertained. We didn't get any Jennifer Tilly. I just realized that. I'm pretty sure we didn't get any Jennifer Tilly. Did we?
From what I can remember, no. I love Jennifer Tilly, but I did not miss her. There was a lot this episode.
There was a lot. There was a lot
of little... We jumped around, but...
And we were out of Beverly Hills. We were in the Hamptons. We got to meet Rachel's sister, her friend. They're staying at a fabulous house in the Hamptons. They go to dinner. We see her just casually, like Kyle's freaking out. She's like, oh my God, is that Donna Karen? Donna just comes up and she's talking to them and she's talking about wanting to move to LA. And Rachel's talking about how nice Donna Karen was to her when she started off. And she's like, Michael Kors was nice. Donna Karen was nice. I think she says Mark. So I'm assuming that's Marc Jacobs.
Marc Jacobs. Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just like, this is the casual life that Rachel leads, you know? And I love seeing it.
Without trying.
While she's going through the middle of a divorce and her guy has a new woman.
A new girlfriend. Like, yeah.
And they don't have a prenup. So it's just...
she made most of the money.
Yeah. I mean, they did businesses together. So I don't know what he did behind the scenes. She's front facing. She's the stylist. I don't know what he was in charge of as far as developing the brands, but obviously she's the face, but you know, who knows? All right. That's it for us. Let's go down to Itchy Grass Farm. I'm just going to start here. How do you feel about Venita this episode?
Rachel, that's your girl.
Something's got to be missing. We need to have her on the show. Something's missing. It doesn't make sense to me. And I need to understand it. So I'm hesitant to just give an opinion on what we're seeing because it doesn't make sense to me. When we saw Venita, when they had the sleepover at Madison's, leave what seemed to be very quickly when Sally confronted her, I said it then. I'm like, what are we missing? Because you're very upset very quickly. And then in this episode, we get a snippet.
It did turn out that she had a bladder infection or something.
Wait, I didn't see this. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
So we missed something.
At the sleepover, she had, I don't want to say it was a UTI, but like either a bladder infection, UTI, something like that. I remember she came out and said it and said that she was in a ton of pain the whole time. So she was planning on leaving anyway.
Okay.
And everyone knew that she was planning on leaving soon because of how much pain she was in.
Okay.
So when Sally said that and she was just like, I'm going to go. It wasn't as big of a deal because she had just said she was going to go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Something was missing. With this, in this scene that we get at the end, and you know, we knew this was coming, right? Because Molly and Sally have bonded and they realized that their issues were Venita. And, you know, Venita, we get the flashback of Venita, you know, being messy with her friend and saying, you know, did you know this about Molly on camera? Like, it's one thing if she said it off camera.
Yeah.
You know, because friends are messy with each other, but like on camera, you told her this personal thing. And then you go back to to Sally and you're like, Molly was talking about you. She's not your biggest fan. All things that people do when they're closer to one than the other, but you did it on camera. And it seems like Sally and Molly did have a better friendship and this kind of caused some issues.
The rift. Yeah.
So they're figuring this out. So we knew that there was going to be this confrontation. But first off, I did not like when Whit was like, even when Venita was like, Whit, shut the fuck up. I'm like, okay, they've probably been talking longer than we were seeing. Surely the first words out of his mouth, you weren't like, shut the fuck up. So I'm like, all right, I can get that. But when Whit was like, well, I ain't here for you, I'm here for her. I was like, okay, I could see how it feels like a gang up. Like the setting wasn't, I felt, even though she's wrong for going back and telling Molly's personal business and even more wrong on camera, when Whit said that, I could see the frustration. But again, I'm like, I hated that she walked away in this moment. It's like, stand up for yourself. If what they're saying isn't the truth or the case, stay in it and hold your ground.
I think that what they're saying is true. So she would rather like leave than address it. I don't think Venita in general is amazing with confrontation.
Yeah.
It absolutely did feel like a gang up with everyone being on that side. The problem is that everyone is right. From
what we see.
Whitner, based off of his Watch What Happens Live last week, him and Molly, I guess, are very close.
Okay.
Which I feel like we've barely seen.
Yeah.
So I had
but
no
when
idea.
he said that in that moment, I was like, okay, they must be really close.
Yeah, but if I wouldn't have seen that Watch What Happens Live clip where he did something and it was like, who do your parents like the most? Who are you closest with? Who's the funniest? Who I don't know. There's so many questions. Like, who would your parents want you to date based off values and blah, 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 whatever. It was like Molly, 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 Molly. I will say that also Whitner and Molly are two of the more liberal cast members. So I feel like they probably align on a lot, which probably helps with their closeness. And I know for me, having grown up in a ton of Republican places, which I feel like you probably have as well, not anymore, but when you were younger, when you do find the other liberal person, you're like, oh, like,
kindred
you know what I
spirits,
mean? Yeah. And then you become homies based off that because you're like not sure who else is or where they stand on things. Yeah. So I could see how they became like pretty close pretty fast, and maybe they've known each other longer. But like, it's not ideal that she's like the only person of color sitting there, and you know, like the visual's not awesome and all of it's not awesome. But like everything I've seen, not even, it's been more than one season, Rachel. Venita moves strangely.
Yeah, she's awkward. There's an awkwardness there. There's an awkwardness. I mean, the JT of it
awkwardness, and then it's like wanting to be in something too bad. There's like a little bit of thirsty involved.
You know why I'm going to give her space? Because she's the only Black person on that cast.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's because she feels othered, and so she tries extra hard or is extra thirsty to be included in the group. I mean, yeah, it's just interesting because like Rod is pretty seamlessly in this group and does not try hard. And stands up for himself, stands up to people. He doesn't really care about like making sure everyone's happy. He says what he wants.
He's got a different personality. They're different. They're totally different.
Rod is effortlessly like funny and like cool.
Yeah,
it seems like, again, it just seems like Venita's like trying too hard or like extra thirsty to fit in.
Yeah, it's you know, I'll give space, and we both do, for her being the only Black person on the cast. I'm sure that there's some undertones that maybe she feels that, you know, she's not saying on the cast, whether it's true or not.
All the time.
Right. And just living in South Carolina, like it's like when I was there 2 summers ago, I was like, oh, this feels like the South. I get why people don't consider Texas the South. And I'm not saying Texas doesn't have its issues. I just felt like, oh, this is the South. This feels very much like the Confederacy. But, you know, I told you how I was on that tour, and the woman was like, and these were the nicest slave quarters in town. And I looked, and I was the only Black person on the bus. And I said, my former sister-in-law just looked at me and she was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry, what? What did you fucking say that? You got to take that out the tour.
By the way, love Charleston, but like,
it's very Southern. You are constantly reminded that you're in the South, I feel like, and that you're Black. And I'm not saying it's just like full of racism. I'm just saying like it's a feeling. So we give space to Venita for that. Comparing her to Rodrigo, he's just a lot cooler and seamless in social settings than I feel like Venita is. So there's like a social awkwardness. And I say that too because Venita will say things that I'm like, you gotta know there's gonna be backlash for that. When the dog almost knocks the glass out of Craig's hand and it a little bit spills on Molly, then the dog Ruckus comes over to Venita, and Venita says, is Craig lying? Is he lying again? It's like, you gotta know that's not gonna that's gonna offend someone.
I know you were trying.
I know, but that was her trying to be funny. And it's like, not everybody's funny. No, I'm agreeing with you. Not everybody's funny. It's like, you got to realize you say that's not going to land well with Craig when you guys are already on rocky ground. It wasn't funny enough to be excused. Now in the next preview, when he's like, shut the fuck up, you don't know. I'm not cool with that. Like, I don't like men telling women to shut the fuck up. I just don't.
I agree.
But in that moment, it's like, Venita, I know what you were trying to do. It was not good. It was not funny. It's not going to land well. You and Craig aren't cool enough where you can joke with him like that.
You guys aren't cool at all.
You're not cool at all. You're cordial for the sake of the group. But then I see her, like, when she and Austin were talking, I'm like, okay, like, she and Austin seem to be cool. She and Shep seem to be cool. Like, we see them, like, dancing and playful with each other.
Her and Austin are cool because they both don't like Craig.
Maybe. But I was like, I liked seeing them together because I was just like, okay, I want Venita to know. I want to know Venita has a friend in the group. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
no, I would say Austin is her friend this year.
Because now that she and Sally are on the outs, well, she's Madison, but Madison's pregnant. So Madison's, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Now we know she's had the baby. So, she's not going to be
very
around.
Pregnant, I was going to say. Yeah.
Around. So, I was just really curious with that last scene with Venita. And it seems like she's going to have a tough go around as in the upcoming episodes. She and Sally are not on good terms. And Sally and the Charlie thing. It's like Sally bulldozes over Charlie because she knows she can. She has a much more dominant personality than Charlie does. And I want to see Charlie and Craig like try it. They like each other.
They don't stand a chance.
They don't stand a chance with Sally. They don't stand. And I don't like Sally being like, I want to fuck Austin. It's like, relax.
It's just too much. Like every single time Austin says something, she's like, oh, I want, like she makes everything into, I'll sign up for that. I'll sign up. I'll go see you naked. I'd like to see that. Oh my God, he's so hot. He's so hot. I want to fuck him. Oh my God, Austin has a dad bod. That's what I want. Oh my God, he's so hot. He's so hot. And Sally was on Watch What Happens live this week and she goes in on Craig. And even in this episode, you see her. And I'm like, Sally, 2 weeks ago, you bought chickens for this man. He can't be the worst thing ever all of a sudden. Like, you were down for all of it until he didn't like you.
Right. It's very obvious what's going on here. And we all see it.
Yeah. And then you being so, if you didn't like him, if you were good off of him, you would not care about Charlie dating him.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Just like you didn't want Venita in your business telling you what to do, let her figure it out on her own.
Right. I completely
And like
agree.
every time they talk, you'll see Sally like, what are they talking about? What are they? Let them fucking have a combo. Are they married now? No, they're like flirting. They like each other.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I was shocked that they were able to go on a canoe ride together. I was shocked. I think the producers must have been like, Sally, just like let everybody do their own thing. Let everybody.
Sally, please take a step back.
I do love a farm though. I love that they're on this farm. Like
I loved what Madison said. Madison was like, I could never live here, but oh my God, this is so beautiful. I love it.
They don't live there, right? They don't live there.
Oh, I think the parents do.
Oh, do they? I don't know why I thought we saw her at another house. I like the parents. I like the parents and I like their dynamic together. It's like, that's the kind of friendship, inviting it. Like you can, when they sat for the dinner and Whit kind of says it, he's like, they're always a part of it, the hosting. I'm like, I love that. I
also love how he was like, I know y'all aren't used to like following rules, but like, shut the fuck up. My mom's talking.
Yeah. And I see why it takes him a long time to find a person, because when you have that kind of example, it's really hard to, I believe him. He's serious about when he dates, it's about marriage, at least at this point in his life. And and we know that he had a bad breakup, but he thought it was one way and she left them. And I'm sure that's devastating too. But at the same time, I'm like, when you got parents like that, that's what you're trying to chase.
Yeah, I completely agree. Also, it has to be somewhat hard. His parents are very, 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 very liberal. Mm-hmm. Like his mom is super liberal.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine it's super easy to find someone that he thinks that his parents would approve of.
Can he date Molly?
Maybe. It seems like they have like a more brother-sister vibe, but maybe.
I know. I'm like, can you guys date?
Did you see the reports that people said that Sally and Kyle were all over each other?
I did. What was
Do
it
you believe
after?
them?
It was after what?
The Summer House premiere, I believe.
That Summer House premiere. Yeah, I think Sally's a flirt. So I think, like, and I've said this before, like, blonde, I'm not really into. Like, blonde is not my thing. But Kyle is an attractive person, even more so in person. Even more so. And so I would not be shocked if Sally was flirting with him. Like, Sally doesn't seem like she's bothered. Like, if Sally had been in Aspen with the Potomac women, she would have tried to talk to Mo. She does not care that Kyle is a part of the Bravo universe.
Clearly.
So I could totally see her flirting with
Also,
Kyle.
Not saying this is a negative. It just is what it is. She is one thirsty bird.
Bird is right.
She was on The Bachelor. Then she was on Southern Hospitality. Now you're on Southern Charm and you want to hook up with all the main characters of Southern Charm. Now there's reports of you at Summer House Party with Kyle.
Yeah,
People seem to like her. So it seems like she's a good personality, but she's a thirsty bird. I
met her at BravoCon and she was lovely. We took a picture. She wanted to take a picture. She likes The Bachelor. She's fun, right? Like, she clearly is
definitely comes across fun. Yeah,
fun time. She's witty. You know, she's got a fun personality,
give a fuck.
but she's boy crazy. She's boy crazy.
She likes attention.
And she likes attention. She's boy crazy and she likes attention. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. But when we're watching it on TV, it's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say is,
I wasn't saying it as a negative. Do you?
Yeah, I just don't like it.
It is what it is. I can't see it over and over again and not say it is what it is.
And I don't like it in the sense that you won't let your friend, if Charlie is your good friend, like like we see in the previews for next week that she's like, I feel like Charlie's hiding something from me. You liked Craig. Why would Charlie give you the intimate details? She's trying to keep your friendship, and she can't talk to you about Craig. And so that, like, my critique with Sally is, you're not being a good friend. If you're done with Craig and you're on to Austin or Kyle or whoever it may be, let Charlie date Craig.
Do her. Yeah.
And that's not being a good friend.
No, she likes the rules that she's the only one that gets to live by her rules.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So, I don't know. It is a good, I am enjoying it. I'm happy they've left the farm. I will say, as I was watching this episode and they go later on or something like that, or a week later, and I see Patricia's house, immediately my stomach dropped. I thought, how do we end up here? And then when I realized it was for the funeral of the dog, I was like, okay. As a lover of animals, I was like, that's tough. That's tough. This is sad.
We don't need Patricia.
Austin's speech was great, though.
We don't need Patricia.
We don't. But I felt bad when I was like, oh, God, here we are. How do we fit her into this episode? And then it was for the funeral of the dog. And I was like, Rachel, have a heart. So that was sad. But we're done. Okay. We've already had our annual Patricia dinner. We don't need it anymore. There's too much other stuff that's going on. You know, like Craig seems to think that he's going to get his friendship back with Austin now that Austin and Audrey have broken up. He's like, oh, Austin can be himself again. And it doesn't seem like that happens
Craig
in the previews.
A lot more than Craig is aware of.
Yeah. He thinks they're returning to each other. And we see in the previews coming up, that does not happen.
That's not the case.
Not the case. It's deeper than that. So anyways, that is it for us. Jam-packed episode. You got 3 recaps there. Still a lot going on. I'm behind on the Valley Persian style, but from what I've seen, God, I love Golnessa on my television. I love Gigi.
I need to catch up. I need to catch up on that. I have not been. I started episode 1, but there's just so much on TV right now.
There's so much on TV. I know I've only seen 2 episodes, but Gigi is such good TV. She's up there. She's on a Mount. If I had 2 Mount Rushmores, I would put Gigi on one of them. Like, she really is good TV.
That's a hell of an endorsement.
I miss her. I
loved her on Shaw's.
I loved her on Shaw's too. And I'm reminded of why I love her. We needed her on our television. It's really good. And I think the new people are good too. There's a lot going on. They're married couples. So there's like a lot of dynamic there. Similar to the other Valley. All right,
I'm going to catch up.
Yeah.
So we can hopefully talk about it next Friday.
That's a good, I have to catch up too. So that's a good one. But there's just a lot of good TV. The London show's coming up in March.
Rhode
Island's coming up in April. We're getting a lot here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is it for us. Have a great weekend. Long weekend. Be safe.
Mm-hmm.
We do not have a Tuesday show, so tap in with us on next Friday as we'll be recapping. Until then, guys, bye.
Bye.